Bet. Let's get straight into the trade recap. Gonna be a relatively quick one, but we'll just dive straight into it. Give me 1 second, I need to switch accounts. Bet, I'm back. So, took a trade today, small winner, and we'll get into what happened, why it was only a small winner, not a break even, not a loser, and not a full winner. So let's just dive straight into it. Coming into the day, I was bullish because of the fact that we had this candle right here, very weak to the both upside and downside. We did have higher time frame bearish S&T, but I wasn't really concerned with that, just because of the fact that we were still respecting this daily fair value gap right here. So I'm like, okay, probably going to want to continue higher. And we had this internal daily fair value gap here, which at the time at open we were respecting. So I was like, okay, cool. Going to be drawing higher, I think. But, and then zooming down to the 4, had a 4-hour fair value gap here, had consequent encroachment marked out, equilibrium of this internal range right here. Wanted to see that get tapped. It had already been tapped on ES last night and into London session. And then NQ hadn't tapped it until this morning. So that was another confluence. Had external buy side levels, had an internal 4-hour BPR on NQ, which ended up holding and respecting, but we were still able to get involved in something long on ES. But yeah, that's my 4-hour reasoning. Zooming down to the 1 hour. There wasn't much movement during London. We had London low down here. Technically the 2 a.m. candle. Uh-oh, it's bad audio, my fault. Technically the 2 a.m. candle was right here, but the 1 a.m. was here, but I just marked it as a London low in and of itself. Same thing over on ES. But yeah, I was trading at the open. We saw a huge sell-off on NQ, but I was still bullish. And let's zoom in, get into what I was thinking and my trade. So at open, again, saw a big sell-off on NQ, which means ES also saw a pretty good big sell-off. So I was like, okay, I'm still bullish. We do have London low intact. I'm going to want to see if there's going to be an S&T manipulation at London low. And if so, great. That'll provide me a good opportunity, most likely. If not, then looks like I'm not taking anything. So that was my headspace thought process coming into the day. Looking for a London low target on one of the two. Whichever one didn't take it was going to be the one I favor, just because it's more bullish, meaning it didn't want to trade lower and take the actual low. Which in this case would be ES. It didn't want to come take London low, while NQ happily took London low and traded way beyond, tapping into that equilibrium. So I was like, bet, I'm going to look on ES. And then the rest is history. And let's dive right into it. Had that S&T here, slipped an internal level of sell side at this 630 crazy wick. At first, when ES came down, or when NQ came down and slipped that, I was looking for potential, but then I saw continuation lower. I'm like, okay, we're going to want to take London. Don't want to wait for London to be taken before thinking about anything else. So boom, that happens right here on this candle. Then we see ES with one big move down, taking the internal sell side level, putting in a bullish S&T, start to see higher prices. Boom, big 1 minute displacement candle up and out of the fair value gap. Let me make this bigger. Up and out of the fair value gap. Boom, another one, turning this fair value gap inverse. But what I was more interested in was the fact that it created a market structure shift and a change in the state. We have a series of 2 down close candles right here. Change in the state is a body close above the body. The market structure shift is a body close of the bullish candle above the wick of the structure candle that we're basing the idea off of. Once I saw that, I was like, bet. Had a 1 minute inverse fair value gap. Didn't want to have my entry here just because it was just 1 to 2. And I'm like, NQ is looking a lot more bearish than ES, so I wouldn't be surprised if we want to retrace lower on NQ, which means ES shouldn't have a problem tapping the consequent encroachment of this 1 minute bullish inverse. So I throw my limit there. At the inverse, get involved with, I think 9, will it show? Yeah, get involved with 9. And I'm targeting low-hanging fruit in the form of these internal buy side levels just before the large bearish PD raise, because on NQ we had this 1 hour bearish fair value gap, and on ES another 1 hour in here. And I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, this is our low-hanging fruit, because price could easily come up here and then fully respect all of this bearish price action and not deliver fully here. So I wanted to take what I was confident in and target what I was confident in. So boom, I get involved, mark out this 1 minute inverse fair value gap here. At this point, when we get a close below, I'm like, okay, probably gonna get stopped, it's all good. But we can see that there was a 1 minute bullish fair value gap right here, which is what ended up causing price to respect. Again, wicks do the damage, bodies tell the story. Even with these bodies, technically they're below the 1 minute inverse, but they're so close to it. And the fact that we have this 1 minute strong bullish rally gap right here, I was like, bet, had my stop at the S&P predict low, because if we're truly bullish and I'm right on market structure, ES does not need to come down and take London low. So yeah, I'm involved here. See some movement, boom, I'm like, okay, we're getting stopped. And then boom, this big displacement leg up. I'm like, bet, we are probably chilling. But again, expecting a stop out. And then right here on this candle, I went ahead and moved my stop to break even. And then on this down close candle right here, I closed on my Apex Live just because I was like, bro, I'm not, I had a feeling, whether you believe it or not, that price was going to be gay. And as you can see, we're just chopping around. But I was like, I want to take the security just so I can get the 2K payout real quick, just because I was one trade away from the payout, something like that. But yeah, closed out here on that account, but whatever. On the My Funded Futures evals, I got 3 of them going right now. Stayed involved, and then boom, just chopping around, was like doing stuff, showered, whatever, set and forget, had to stop at PE, targeting low hanging fruit. And then as you can see, we chopped around for like 30 minutes and then saw displacement leg lower, and then got bought back up into this zone of price action, chopped around for a little bit, sold back lower, then bought back up, chopped around in that same pool of price action, then sold back lower. And then I was like, bro, I'm not trying to hold this. I'll take a small winner on the day rather than holding, because I'm trying to go do stuff. So I'm like, bet at this candle, I closed out right at where that red arrow is, which is like right here, which I think is just over 1 risk reward. Yeah, 1 to 1.3. But I'm chill with that because I am not trying to be involved in this and just have it chopping around. Even if it ends up delivering to final PT, I would rather just take the guaranteed prof on the day. And the fact that ES or that NQ is so bearish, I'm like, yeah, there's a very good chance we don't trade higher. So yeah, small winner on a day. Let me show, I just started these, but 500. So small winner, obviously it's just an eval, but I gotta take it serious. And yeah, little trade recap today, not bad. Very questionable price action on ES and even on NQ. I really don't like trading ES all that much, but I knew that NQ was going to be choppy just because it couldn't turn this 1 minute fair value gap inverse until it finally did. And even when it did, we just freaking chopped for 30 minutes. So glad we're out, secured a little bit. But yeah, that's my trade recap. Coming into tomorrow, there's some news. Today it was like 8:30, but again, we don't care about pre-market news unless it's like NFP. But I think we do have NFP tomorrow, speak of that level. 8:30, and then 10 a.m. is just U of M, which will be pretty volatile, nothing crazy. It'll probably just bring 1 or 2 candles of volatility. So yeah, coming into the rest of the week, which is just tomorrow, gonna see what price does today, and then adjust accordingly. But that is all I got for today. Small winner. Gotta take what you can get, especially recognizing conditions that are not favorable to me and to my edge. I would rather take a smaller win than having to worry about it and think about it, because that's inevitable. Even if you set and forget, you're going to be thinking about it. So yeah, I just choose to be done for the day. And that's all I got. Thanks for watching. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Peace.